Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. Well, what an absolutely amazing day yesterday for MTPredictor on May the 12th. So I just want to have a look at the analysis we were doing yesterday and just show you how, well, I'm a judge for yourself as we go through the video, but I think it was absolutely amazing. So as normal, we start off with our higher time frame chart. So here's our 3-minute chart. So for a higher time frame chart, we go to a chart that's between 3 and 5 time frames higher. So for a 3-minute chart, we'd go to a 15-minute chart. If you're using, say, a daily chart, you go to a weekly, or perhaps you're trading Forex on, say, 15-minute charts, you'd then use an hourly chart. Now for this, we then look to provide areas of support and resistance using our DP tool. But the most important thing is these are areas put on your chart in advance. So I just want to use our training mode and jump back to literally just after the day open, just back here, and show you where the major DP support would have been. Here is the last swing into our high. That's our high. Remember, we use this a lot. I've been talking about this in our training webinars a lot. This is a very good area to use. So there's the last major high, basically back on the 10th of May. Can you see there's the last swing going up connecting the high? So we place our DP off this level here. Can you see how it's there in advance? It's there right down there, ready as support. So let's see what happened as the market unfolded the rest of the day. The market came down, it carried on down, it gapped up first, but it then came down, 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 down. But look where it made the low of the day. Right at that support zone we had on our chart literally hours and hours and hours and hours earlier. This is the good thing about these DP zones. They are leading indicators. These give you areas of support and resistance in advance. So how can you use this to trade? Well, if we now go down to our shorter time frame chart, you can see that this is our 15-minute support zone. Here it is, there, 15-minute support zone, and you can see that nailed the very low of the day for you. Great to have an area of support on your chart before the market even gets there that nails the low of the day for you. So what does that mean for trading? Well, here we had a DP buy setup, but can you see how this DP buy setup came in at higher time frame support? So in other words, this was a good trade to take. Right mouse click, place the analysis over the blue buy bar. Market rallied into the first target for a nice 2.1 hour profit. But can you see how you're allowed to take this buy setup because it came in at higher time frame support? And in fact, actually that was the very bar of the low of the day yesterday. So a very, very nice trade there. Remember, we used correct position sizing to keep our initial risk small and under control. So when you get losing trades, and you will get losing trades, all systems or approaches will always have losing trades. The losses were kept small. But the good thing is, when you have your profitable trades, the profits are large, not just in dollar value, but large in relation to the initial risk. So this profit here was twice the initial risk, or 2R. Let's clear this all off. As this is a larger degree or major support, the large trend is now up. Therefore, we'd be looking to take buy setups. We had a TS1 buy setup here. What was so special about this one? Well, because this was major support, i.e. on a higher time frame chart, the initial rally off this move would be classed as a wave 1. The initial correction down here would be classed as a wave 2. So this setup here would be classed as a wave 2. After a wave 2, we tend to get a wave 3 swing. Wave 2s tend to subdivide into a minor ABC, which is what the TS1 setup is. So how does that affect our approach or our view of this particular TS1 setup? Well, if I place the analysis on, what it means is because we're anticipating a wave 3 swing, because this is a wave 2, because this is the initial correction after the first move off an important low, i.e. low at a higher time frame support here, we don't go for our first target, we go for the typical wave 3 WPT, which as you can see is here, shown in the level there. So we grab our risk reward, we come up and we then look to take profit at that particular level. As you can see, that's exactly what the market did, coming to this level, where here a very nice profit was taken of approximately 6.6R, or 6.6 times greater than the initial risk. That's why we nickname this the Holy Grail trade setup, not because it has a high percentage of winners, but because the profits when they come through are much larger than losses. In other words, an approach where you have large profits and small losses. I think personally that's a good trade approach to have. That's why we call it the Holy Grail, because I think that's the best trading approach you should have. So as you can see, a very, very good day for MTPredictor yesterday on the ES. First and foremost, having our 15-minute DP support zone out there in advance, that as you can see nailed the very low of the day for you. Had a very nice DP buy setup there for plus 2 hour profit. Then had a very nice Holy Grail TS1 buy setup there for another nice profit, 6.6R. So what's that for the day? 2.1 plus 6.6. That's just over 8.5R. So a very, very nice couple of good trades there. In fact, you couldn't have done much better trading the ES yesterday. It wasn't restricted to the ES because on the NQ you had a nice TS3 buy setup there. Market moving higher, 6.2R at the typical wave 3 WPT, or perhaps you could have trailed it a bit further, but let's take profit at that particular level. On the YM, exactly the same. Major low, initial rally, initial correction, up into the typical wave 3 WPT, this time for 8.8R. So a very nice day on the USE minis, but the one I really wanted to focus on was the ES, particularly as this 15-minute DP support came in there, nailing the low of the day so nicely, and then had those two great trade setups off on the back of that. So a very, very good day for MTPredictor on the USE minis, in particular the ES yesterday, which was the 12th of May.